2 Batman movies and Beyond Childhood. Yay! In the 2017 movie, Lego Batman movie, director Chris McKay utilizes color to showcase this theme of beyond childhood. Throughout this movie, Batman is dealing with the unresolved grief and trauma from his parents' death and is learning how to be himself and in a family again and to trust other people. Alfred is a key character within this development and growth. With the use of warm colors such as oranges, reds, and yellows, Alfred is often has a warm and comfortable lighting around him, which unconsciously allows the viewer to sympathize and trust him, while Batman, in contrast, wears dark colors that stand out, such as black, white, and yellow. These colors around Batman slowly shift to be more muted as he trusts again, and the once dark and brooding colors that we see him in slowly shift to be less muted. Alfred's color seems to be almost symbolic of his role as a father figure to Bruce. While not in eye-catching bright colors, his presence offers a consistency and reliability to somebody who may not have had that, such as Batman. They contrast each other in a way that helps Batman grow with his new father figure.
Not right now, I don't.
And it starts by raising your son.
I'm sorry. I literally have no idea what you're talking about.
The young orphan you adopted at the gala, remember?
Wow, stairs.
He's been living here for the past week.
Hello, table.
And I must say, I've grown rather fond of the young lad.
Hello, secret camera.
You should get to know him. You and he have a lot in common.
Good.
Doesn't he deserve a chance for someone to take him under their wing? As I took you under mine?
Alfred, you've been watching way too many Lifetime movies and drinking Chardonnay.
It's Pinot Grigio, sir.
Whatever.
Contrasting that warmth from Alfred, the Joker with his vibrant purples and greens, which are complementary colors of yellows and reds, the colors that you see with Batman, is Batman's polar opposite. Not only do Joker's colors differentiate him from Batman, but they also help to showcase the difference between personalities. While Joker's colors, being more vibrant and fun, show his personality as being more whimsical, lively, and unrealistic, while Batman's colors, being more serious and brooding, showcase him as being more brooding and much more realistic and down to earth. However, ultimately, it's Joker that creates the situation that forces Batman to come out of his shell and grow and learn to trust the people around him and learn that he doesn't always have to do everything himself.
I'll die knowing I'm your greatest enemy. I'm gonna have to die to know it.
Shut up, Joker. If there's no Gotham, then I'll never get to fight you again.
What?
You're the reason why I get up at 4 o'clock in the afternoon and pump iron until my chest is positively sick. You're the reason I've given up a life spent with Russian ballerinas and lady activewear models. And if it wasn't for you, I never would have learned how connected I am with all these people. And you. So if you help me save Gotham, you'll help me save us.
You just said us?
Yeah, Batman and the Joker. What do you say?
You had me at shut up.
How are your abs, bro?
Too much flab, not enough ab. Why?
Because...
The Batman movie, directed by Matt Reeves, employs the use of color to convey the theme of beyond childhood and Batman's character arc throughout the film. Similarly to the Lego Batman, this Batman is still reeling from the death of his parents and the trauma from that experience and reflects what kind of hero he grows up to be and how his actions affect everything else that happens throughout the film. The overall color palette of the film is immensely desaturated. With blues, grays, and blacks, it creates a depressing and oppressive atmosphere that is synonymous with Gotham as a crime-riddled city, and it reflects Bruce Wayne as no longer a young boy mourning his parents' death, but now as a young man wrestling with his own emotional baggage after losing his childlike innocence way too early in life. In the beginning of the film, orange and red hues reflects Batman's need for revenge and violence. This is shown through Batman's initial encounters with crimes, such as violently beating up thieves or absolutely like pummeling the lights out of the Penguin. But this red light shifts in mood during the end, shown in these images, as a journey he goes throughout the film. Discovering corruption relating to his family and battling with the Riddler, it's just a shift in Batman's psyche. He finally is able to step out of the shadows he cast upon himself to be able to guide others, not just for the sake of revenge for his parents, but to genuinely help people.
Symbolism within this movie, specifically with the Batcave, is where Bruce Wayne transforms into Batman, which visually represents the psychological separation between his identity as Bruce Wayne and Batman. This isolation, while necessary as his role as Batman, also contributes to his sense of loneliness, because the Batcave is literally on an island which physically separates himself from other people, but it could also be representative of how Batman finds it hard to open up to other people and relate to them. Moving on to Batman himself, Batman's physical characteristics, such as his 9-pack and his initial presentation of a lone wolf, are used to symbolize his self-sufficiency and fear of vulnerability. As he evolves through the movie, his physique and demeanor itself changes, reflecting his growing willingness to embrace teamwork and rely on others. He slowly grows less and less self-reliant and self-centered, and takes the time to try to understand the people around him.
Do you want to talk about how you're feeling right now?
I don't talk about feelings, Alfred. I don't have any. I've never seen one. I'm a night-stalking, crime-fighting vigilante and a heavy metal rapping machine. I don't feel anything emotionally except for rage. 24/7, 365, at 1,000,000%. And if you think that there's something behind that, then you're crazy. Good night, Alfred.
Sir, it's morning. Master Bruce, you live on an island, figuratively and literally.
Yeah, I love it.
You can't spend the rest of your life alone, dressed in black, listening to angry music and staying up all night.
Yes, I can, because I'm Batman.
But don't you think it's time you finally faced your greatest fear?
The very nature of Lego bricks, which can be used to build and rebuild, is central to the movie's main theme. Batman's initial isolation and his reliance on his own strength are reflected in his solitary lifestyle and his reluctance to ask for help. The movie explores how building with others, even if it means deviating or separating from his planned structure, can lead to a more complete and satisfying result. This is seen with his relationship with Alfred, his relationship with Robin, and even his relationship with Joker, where in the beginning he isolates himself, and then towards the end he realizes that it's better to work together.
Symbolism in the Batman. Batman is riddled with hidden symbolism. From people to billboards, the director, Matt Reeves, intentionally made them connected to Batman's past, all meant to push Batman to become a hero that becomes a stand for true justice at the end of the film. The question, who done it? The question mark is a symbol for the Riddler, who uses terror as a way of discovering Gotham's corruption and secrets. Yet Batman has the same mission as him, which brings up the question about how he is different from this villain who has the same goal as him if they both use violence to seek out their answers. This tower of morals he built to be able to justify this violent vengeance he brings to Gotham crumbles at the thought of the Riddler being inspired by him to becoming a terrorist, leading the question mark, becoming what Batman truly stands for as a hero. Nearing the end of the film, after learning uncovered truths about his family's history, the question mark becomes a catalyst for his awakening as a true hero, as someone who doesn't kill and only seeks justice, an answer to the multiple questions the Riddler makes him face throughout the film. The sins of my father. Bruce, in the middle of the film, discovers that Tom Wayne, his father, joins hands with Carmine Falcone, a person with well-known connections with the underground, in order to silence a journalist who threatens to expose Martha Wayne, Bruce's mother's, mental health history. And though Thomas may not have intentionally wanted physical harm done to Carmine Falcone, he had him killed. This forces Bruce to confront the idea that his father is not without flaws. For the longest time, his father and his legacy have been viewed by him as this beacon of hope in a corrupt city like Gotham that he looked towards for guidance. But learning this part of his father's history leaves Bruce wrestling with shame and guilt about what true justice meant to him. Bruce realizes the justice must not be done with just vengeance alone. It also needs to be through protection and justice. And to do this, he must shed the weight of his father's legacy and forge his own identity going forward, both as Bruce and as Batman. Renewal as a lie. As you can see in the background of this image, the word renewal means a lot to the Riddler when connecting back to Batman. But why? Renewal was started by Bruce's father when he was still alive and was intended to be a public trust for the betterment of Gotham, going into housing, education, etc., as seen by this dilapidated, almost built construction site. Yet after Thomas Wayne's death, it becomes exploited by Carmine Falcone and others in high power. Batman's main reason for becoming a vigilante was to be able to get vengeance for his parents. Yet during this war with the Riddler, he quickly realizes that his vengeance only put more fuel to the violence, such as Riddler's followers taking to the streets for Riddler's cause and causing extreme mayhem. By the end of the film, Bruce transforms his persona of Batman to be more than just about vengeance or fear, but rather hope. Renewal for Batman represents his sort of rebirth, from a vigilante driven by vengeance to a hero inspired by justice and protection. District Attorney Coulson. D.A. Coulson is supposed to be the legal embodiment of justice as DA, yet he is on payroll by Carmine Falcone. He is corrupt, willing to turn a blind eye to the legal dealings Carmine Falcone makes within the city of Gotham. Coulson is part of the system that Batman cannot trust. Someone who's supposed to protect people yet falls into their own greed, leaving everybody else with scraps. Coulson's death is extremely brutal. With this sort of saw-like collar on, it explodes on detonation when Coulson refuses to tell of his dealings with Falcone. For Batman, it represents his gradual clarity on how his own vengeance only fuels this never-ending cycle of violence in Gotham, whether or not he is trying to contribute to that or not, and to learn to become someone to be a better hero for Gotham, he must embrace accountability and change.
God, bribes!
I was asking how much it cost for you to turn your back.
58 seconds!
How much?
Nothing!
How much?
10 grand! 10 G's a month, I get a monthly payment just not to prosecute certain cases.
What cases?
He didn't ask me that. Come on. 10 grand.
Okay. Don't lose your head, Mr. Coulson. Just one more to go before your time runs out. Last riddle. Since your justice is so select, please tell us which vermin you're paid to protect.
The rat. The informant you all protect from the Salvatore Maroni case.
How do you know about that?
What's his name?
20 seconds.
No.
The Lego Batman movie and the Batman movie from 2022 both showcase how Beyond Childhood connects to themes such as family and new beginnings with the Batman, showcasing how the use of color and symbolism can be a motif of this.